everyone, welcome back to another video. Today I am filming a voiceover for this video that I filmed of my mom's nails. I did a short set on her, as you guys can tell by the intro. I used to struggle a lot with short sets, however now I am getting kind of the hang of it. Anyways, I pushed back her cuticles. I applied the Blue Cross cuticle softener to make it just a bit easier to push them back. Now, you don't have to be super rough when pushing back the cuticles. You don't have to necessarily scrape the nail bed or anything like that. It's really just push back that little bit of skin and you should be good. Now, I guess pushing back the cuticles does help a lot. It's a very important step in order to prevent lifting. I really try my best at doing this, even if someone will tell me, oh, like, you don't need to do that, like, my cuticles are fine. I still do it just because it does prevent lifting. Now here I am going in with a 180 sanding bend. It is really just to take off the shine from the nails. I'm not filing down or thinning down my mother's nails at all. At first she was very skeptical about it, but now she's like, do what you gotta do just so they could last long and look good. So I was like, all right. But yeah, as you can see, I'm not being rough with it. I'm trying my best at just removing the shine all around. That way I can get better adhesion and better retention, if you will, for my set. Now, I obviously did do a full set on my mother. However, I really was only able to capture me doing her left hand due to the position of my filming setup. I do plan on getting a better filming setup in the future. Just bear with me. I'm trying my best. Now, here I am going in with my nail tips. It was a little kind of sad for me to have to cut them so short because they're very good quality nail tips. They're by Miss Cherry, but I had to do what I had to do. Now I'm sizing them. Make sure when you're sizing your nail tips that your nail tips do in fact go sidewall to sidewall. Here I am going back and forth with a few sizes just because I've never actually done acrylic nails on my mom. So I was trying to figure out her sizing. Now, if you have a nail tip that is a bit bigger and then one is like too small, go with the bigger one. It's always best to go in with a bigger one because you can just file it down a little bit so it could be a perfect fit. Because you'd rather go with the bigger one than have one that's too small and then it'll pop off. Or cause lifting as well, which I'm trying not to do that. I am trying to get better with my retention and making sure my sets last as long as possible. Now, for the most part, I tried to film this video in real time. Well, edit it in real time. That way you guys can actually get a glimpse of how long like one hand takes me with prep, with applying tips, with applying acrylic. So yeah, I really tried my best at including almost everything from that left hand of hers. Now that we have all our tips down to size, I am gonna go in with a brush on nail glue. I believe it is the nail glue by Fantasy Nails. I'm pretty sure I went in with majority of Fantasy Nails products. These products I purchased when I went on a trip to Mexico. I am aware that there are a few, I think really only like 2 nail supply stores in the Chicagoland area that sell products from Mexico that are imported, which to each their own. Like, I'd prefer kind of purchasing my products when I go out to Mexico, which I haven't gone since last year, but there are a few stores over there that do provide international shipping, which honestly it's really good. Because I feel like the products from over there are honestly better, in my opinion, than products that you can find over here. To each their own, though. Now, this glue, I really do love it. It literally dries in seconds, which I know a lot of nail techs use the KDS nail glue. However, I've tried it and honestly, it's no good for me. No matter like how good I prep, file, or whatever it is, the glue never dries down at all. Like, my nails will end up popping off or slipping off or just not adhering correctly. But with this glue, I love it. Now here I am going in to trim down my mom's nails. She wanted them short. The first time initially when I trimmed them down, I did them kind of in a way short to medium, but she did end up wanting them shorter. Here I am just comparing, making sure the nail tips on both hands are the same size. Now I am going in with my e-file again, using the 180 sanding band from earlier to just blend in the nail tips with the natural nail. You can also go in with a hand file. Sometimes I do a hand file. However, for the sake of time, I went in with the e-file. Now, once again, I am not thinning down the natural nail. I am just blending in around that point where the nail tip meets with the natural nail, so it could be nice and flush throughout. Now I am going in with my hand file to kind of reshape those nail tips, which you can sometimes just do this after you apply the acrylic to save yourself some time. However, I feel like I get a better application when I reshape the tips before I apply my acrylic. Here I am checking again to make sure my nail tips are the same length on both hands. As you can see, sometimes I have to go back in and take about a hair strand of the tip away. I tend to eyeball it, but there are times where I do have a little bit more than a hair strand. But you can also go back in with your hand file in case something is a bit uneven or is a little bit longer than the other nails. Now here I am going in with my Fantasy Nails Prep primer, and then I also went in with my Fantasy Nails Bond. I find that these two are very great quality. It really stepped up my retention and really basically just helped me out with my nails to not lift. Now, I really only practice on myself. I haven't really taken in any clients, but on me with washing dishes, going to work, doing whatever I need to do, they stay on for a pretty decent time. But now here I went in with my clear acrylic by, I believe, I can't really remember the brand, but it is a clear acrylic, and I am using a D&D size 22 Kolinsky hairbrush. I've had this brush since I believe I was freshly out of high school, which was, I think, 3 years ago. I got this at an old job I had at a nail supply store, and it's been very great, honestly. The quality is great. It's lasted me a long time, and it's still holding up pretty good. So yeah, if you guys are looking for a nice nail brush, definitely check out D&D. Now, as you can tell by the way I'm applying the acrylic, even though I have a big brush, I am going in with very, very small amounts of product. When it comes to my liquid, I try and not pick up as much, as well with the powder, just because I am doing a short set. Now, I usually tend to start off with a bead near where I applied that nail tip and where the nail tip and the natural nail meet, just to start creating some structure. And I just blend it down, tap it in, and then also to blend it up a bit, I also kind of push it towards the cuticle, which usually I tend to do a 2 to 3 bead method depending. So yeah, now this is my cuticle bead. I am bringing it down, and then I also clean up the side walls and basically try and blend it in to make it flush with the cuticle. Now, when doing acrylic, please make sure you are wiping off your brush, honestly, after every time you pick up product and before you go back in to pick up more product, because then if you don't maintain your brush to be clean, the product can start drying in your bristles, and it really just is a hassle to clean it up or to even work with it, because the product does start drying up in there. But I did end up going in with a third bead. This one I did apply it closer to the cuticle, however, trying to ensure it to not flood my cuticle. Now, with the tip of my acrylic brush, I try and blend it in as much as possible, which I am trying to get the hang of it now. It also just does depend on your liquid to powder ratio. Now also make sure you look at your nail from all angles. I try my best at looking at it from the sides, from the top view, and the tip and everything, honestly, because it really does make a difference if your sides aren't covered all the way, or if you have a lump or a bump anywhere, which I've had my fair share of uneven nails and wonky thick nails, but I'm really just practicing and trying to better my application before anything. Now here I went in with the e-file. I changed my bit to a more coarser bit that is able to debulk and I guess for this purpose seal my cuticles, which it really did help out a ton. You could also go in with a hand file as well. However, to save time and just really work smarter, not harder, really learn to use the e-file and try your best, in learning to use it, because it does really make a difference. Now, with the e-file, I am realistically only sealing my cuticle. I do go over the nail a little bit, but it's more just for the edges and around my cuticle. I also did go back in with a hand file to just make sure that my nails are as even as possible and not super bulky either. As you can tell by the way the nails look, I did hand file a bit just because I want the nails to look a bit more, I guess, not so thick. But yeah, here I am going in with a spray. It is really just isopropyl alcohol, and I ended up wiping it down. But here my mom was choosing her nail color. She told me initially she wanted a pink, any shade of pink, but she went with like a very hot pink, kind of fuchsia pink, which I believe this is by the brand Jelly Nails, which I also purchased in Mexico. Now here I am applying base coat. This is my Koopa base coat. I honestly just purchased this because I needed a new one, and I'm loving it so far. It makes the polish last and it cures perfectly. There's no issues with it. And I really do like the polish applicator as well. Now, for this base coat, I did have my mom cure it for, I believe, 60 seconds. I think it could cure in just 30 seconds, but I think we went in with 60, and then I was working on her other hand while it was curing. But now I am going in with the color, which I believe it is such a beautiful color, such a beautiful shade of pink. It goes great with her skin tone as well. I was explaining to her that it looked very beautiful. Which it's very opaque as well. I only had to go in with one coat of polish, which is something I really enjoy, because some polishes you tend to have to go in with 2 or 3 thin coats, but this one with one coat was done. It was good. Now, I did have her go in the lamp and cure for 60 seconds. But now I am applying my top coat. It is the Koopa top coat. This top coat, you do not have to wipe, which I do enjoy that. However, I still sometimes do wipe with alcohol because for some reason I feel like it ends up sometimes still being a bit sticky, even if it is a no wipe top coat. But it does give a great shine to the nails, specifically this top coat. I've worked with other ones before, but I'm really enjoying this one, and I haven't had any problems with it either. And then I went in with cuticle oil. Some people believe cuticle oil creates lifting, but I believe that it is great and really does the job. And yeah.